windows and the upgraded insulation and that fan, the amount of times that during the off season that you'll have to use your air conditioner will be less. The amount of penetration of heat coming in through the windows will be less. So that's good. So this is an upgraded home for the year built. This was built in 1980, don't forget. This insulation and those windows are better than or equal to homes that they're doing right now. So that's a positive. Usually I find single pane windows and insulation even missing in a lot of places and stuff like that. This one, if anything, they put so much insulation, you could for probably 20 years. I don't think you could fit any more. All right, so that's the story on the roof and the attic. There's really no adverse.
Can you give me some quick little summary on that? I'm sorry.
Oh, sure. Yeah, no, all we covered was just sealing the satellite dish solar panels where the penetrations are just preventively to make sure that you don't have a leak, because those are common places where a roof can leak. And since we don't have access really underneath those areas, it would be smart to just do that annually. Just do it once a year, go up there and take care of that. And that would be somebody you trust. You can use Lorenzo, he's a handyman that Dean and Renee know. He goes up there and he can do that for you. Or you can, if you have a cousin who's willing to do it for a beer, bring your cousin in, give him his beer, feed him, they'll be happy. But anybody that you trust, that you feel is qualified to do it. So that's the roof. The electrical is kind of a mixed bag of older and newer. The older electrical panel that's installed is a Federal Pacific panel, and that's the main panel outside. The panel looks good, the wires look good, and I did an infrared scan outside to make sure that the wires weren't running hot, and they're not. But the brand of panel, that's something that could come up. So I'm going to give you information in your report about what the brand is and specific defects that are associated with the brand. Doesn't mean yours has it, it just means the brand has been associated with specific defects. So my advice to you is get a list of things I'm about to talk to you about and check with Renee and check with your insurance company on their policy on certain things. One of them is what's their policy on that panel. Just want to know the answer. You shouldn't have a problem. If it comes up, at least we had the discussion. And in the report, we'll explain what the problems with the brand name have been. So that's the story on the electrical outside. Inside, they just updated the inside panel in 2015. And one of the cool things for me is I pulled the public records and we got a permit for that. A lot of times you go and they haven't pulled a permit. It's so much better when they do, because the electrician knows someone's coming in to look at the work they did, and it's usually almost perfect, and it's almost perfect. So that's good. The wires look good, they're copper wires, and the same tests I did outside, I did in here. Made sure that there was no overheating. And I tested every outlet in this house I had access to, and everything seems to be wired just fine. You're going to see some repairs for ground fault receptacles or GFCI receptacles. These are $15 receptacles with a little reset button in them. There's a couple of them that have gone bad, mainly the ones for the pool light and the one in the back wall. Those we're going to recommend replacing just because they're not tripping the way they're supposed to. Okay, and the same cousin that's going to drink your beer and eat your food, if he knows how to do that, you have him do that. Okay, otherwise bring in an electrician or someone that you know. Those are actually easy. If you shut the power off and you read up on it, we've all changed things in our house, fixtures, what have you. If you feel comfortable, you may be able to change it yourself. Okay, plumbing. On the plumbing, this is another thing with the insurance company we want to make sure that you're prepared for. They repiped the house from copper years ago to polybutylene now. And the polybutylene that you have seems fine. There's no real leaking going on. The condition of the material is okay. It's just the name polybutylene, like the name Federal Pacific, is associated with a specific lawsuit that came out in the 90s. And in the 90s, they had this suit that lasted from 1997 all the way to 2009, which meant if you had a problem, you would go through this Consumer Recovery Fund and they would take care of you. But after 2009, insurance companies took on that responsibility. So if you have a problem, you got to go through insurance. So you have to ask your insurance company what their policy is on that and see if you're comfortable with that or not. I'm going to give you the information on the pipe, same as the electrical panel, so that you can read and make the determination how you feel about the information itself. And then if you have questions, you call me, because I'm pretty knowledgeable with both the panel and the pipes. All right, but it's important that you know ahead of time, strategically, kind of like a football game. If you're looking to score a touchdown, you've got to find your way through. Those two things are the type of things you would want to pay attention to so you know how to navigate. Okay, and FYI, just for your information, if you were to replace the electrical panel, you'd probably be looking at about $750. And if you were to replace the pipes in the house, you'd probably be looking at about $3,000. So just to give you an estimate or an idea of how much it may cost. So worst case scenario, you have the numbers on that. Best case scenario, you move forward, and then like my father always said, if it's not broke, don't fix it type of thing. So if that's your school of thought, then you fix it when you need to. Okay, if you're gonna lose sleep at night, then you go the other route. Any questions on that? No? Okay, air condition, that's cooling and heating just fine. The outside unit was installed in 2007, I believe, and the inside unit was replaced in 2012. I don't have access to ductwork in the attic because they re-insulated over all that, so you can't see it. But I tested it with infrared at every register through the house, and you're getting airflow everywhere, so that means that that's good. So you'll see pictures of the infrared thermometers showing the temperatures that we took to give you the reassurance that we did what we said, right? And that'll be in your report. Everything else, the appliances, with the exception of the dryer. Now, either I am a guy and I just don't know how the dryer works, or the dryer actually doesn't work. I don't know the answer. I tried to put it on, I couldn't get it on. Does the dryer work?
The washer?
Yeah, the dryer.
Actually, thought it would. So I haven't.
Yeah, I couldn't get it on. I tried.
Is that part of the deal? The washer and dryer staying?
I could check the document right now and tell you.
I can't.
Because I'm recording, not as much, but I could check.
Well, for whatever reason, you might walk over there in 5 minutes and turn it on, just like my wife does at our house with everything I can't figure out. If you figure it out and it goes on, fine. If it doesn't go on, I don't even know if it's part of the deal or not. Like that.
I'll tell you in about 3 minutes after I'm done here.
I gotta have it in front of me.
But that's the scoop on the house. I mean, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. Remember, I do 2 houses a day on average, 5 days a week. And this house for the year built is above average. Everything, if you think about what's happened, the roof is 11 years old. The windows are double pane, double hung windows. These are upgraded. The house has recently been painted. It's in good condition, outside and in. Usually I'm used to seeing a lot of neglected properties, and this is not a neglected property. So it looks like you're looking at a good place. Okay, so after you read the report, if you have questions, you call me.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
I'll try to help you if I can.
Okay.
Perfect. Thanks, Paul.
Oh, thank you.